promised myself that I'd buy a mic, but I did not, so I'm just gonna use my iPhone recording. This is good enough as well. I'm gonna stare at this direction because I'm filming this by myself and I don't really want to look at the camera. I wanted to film like the proper interview. So question number 1. My name is Jennifer Yejin Lee. The date today is June 30th, 2024, and I just turned 23 this year. As of right now, 10:46 a.m., I have 56,264 followers on Instagram. I feel really good. I feel really happy. First because I thought it was gonna rain today and it's not raining, so pretty happy that it's not raining. Actually, I really like this weather. It's not too sunny. It's hot, but it's cloudy, so it's good. I feel very relaxed, which is something that I had always been working on for a while. Yeah, I feel happy. Happiest memory this past year. I don't know if it's the happiest, but definitely one of the top happiest memories was going on a beach trip with my friend Sayer, especially at Guatemala. It was so beautiful, and I don't think I'd felt so peaceful and tranquil in my life. That was one of the happiest memories for sure. Another one is probably recently when I was on a solo hike by myself. I felt very content. So I guess both my happiest memories is when I'm in nature. My perfect day would be around 24 to 5 degrees, a weather good enough to wear a t-shirt but not too hot. I used to think that sunny weather was my favorite weather, but I actually do like some clouds, so we get some shades. That's the weather. Probably starting the day off with a perfect cup of cappuccino or a cup of matcha actually. Read a book, be outside, be in the sun, be somewhere without too many people. Actually, I prefer somewhere really quiet without people. What advice would you give yourself a year from now? Advice. Be patient with yourself, but don't let yourself suffer in frustration. Is that the same thing? Yeah. Well, I just feel like I always blame myself for everything that happens to me. And even though in my brain I know that it's a lot of the things that happen to me are out of my control, I still end up thinking that I could have controlled it. But I think every time I step back or like some time passes and I look back, I realize that a lot of the things that happen to me are out of my control. So letting go of things that I can't control and fully controlling the things I know I can control. I don't ever want to change the way I feel excited about things. I feel like a lot of things easily excite me, like literally a good cup of coffee in the morning excites me. I get excited when I go to a bookstore, especially a design bookstore, and find a book that I really like reading. I don't want to change the way my passion drives me. I feel like having a passion and a strong will always brought me to such good places in life, and I can't wait to see where I end up. So yeah, I don't ever want to change that about myself. What are you still trying to prove to yourself? As much as I feel confident in myself, I also feel like I have equally as many doubts, if not even more. And the biggest one being if I'm a competent designer, which sounds really stupid because I haven't even graduated yet. So yeah, I know it's stupid, but I think I'm still trying to prove to myself if I'm actually a good designer, if I actually have the skills that I believe I have. And I think I'm also trying to prove that I'm a good friend and a family member. Yeah, I think I'm still trying to prove that to myself. How would you describe the feeling of being in love in one word? Being in love. In one word? I'd say excitement. Excitement is probably... Actually, excitement? Being in love? I'd say passionate. Passionate. What title would you give this chapter in your life? I'd name this chapter in my life seeding. Like when you plant seeds. I feel like I planted a lot of seeds this year for my future, whether it be career related or relationship related or personal things, like setting up a morning routine, finding a routine that works for me and feeling happy about it, and actually working towards accomplishing my goals. I don't feel like I've achieved goals yet. I still feel like there's so much I can do from now on. So I feel like this chapter is kind of like when I seed the plants, seeding. What will you embark on for the first time? I am going on a trip, very spontaneous trip with someone in August to Thailand. And this is the first time I am going on such a long trip. It's only like 2 weeks, but it's still a very long trip for me because my long trips only had been to like back to Korea or to Australia, so it didn't really feel like adventures. But this is like a full-on new country, never been in the city kind of thing. But that's already planned, so if I had to think of another one, I think I'll do a lot of solo nature trips and explorations this year. I've kind of started that this holiday back in Australia, like going on solo hikes. I think I'll do a lot more of those this year. Maybe a solo trip to the beach in New York, to Rockaway Beach, or a solo hike upstate New York, or even, I don't know, maybe a trip to LA by myself. Who knows? What makes you feel powerful? What makes me feel powerful? I think I don't know. I think everything that I do in my life makes me feel powerful in a certain way. Even if I don't do certain things the way I want to, I know that I'll always stand back up to finish or accomplish the goals I've set for myself, and that makes me feel powerful. Yoga makes me feel powerful because I can actually feel myself using the muscles a lot more consciously than when I used to go to the gym and weightlift. Is this too literal? Something that's more like abstract, something that makes me feel powerful. I think being able to do everything by myself and knowing that if I want to do something and try something new, I will have no problem trying it by myself, and it doesn't really feel like stepping out of the comfort zone for me because I feel like I'm very used to doing things by myself, and that makes me feel pretty powerful when I know that I don't really need anyone to try something that I want to. Is there a feeling you miss? Not really. I feel like I am very in touch with all the feelings that I want to be feeling, at least at this stage of my life. Maybe I do miss the feeling of... I miss the feeling of not worrying. Which I don't know when the last time was, because I feel like I'm always worried about things. But I think I'm worrying about like the big things in life now. I'm worrying about the real adulting stuff now that I'm 23. But my worries back when I was obviously a teenager was so trivial compared to now. And I kind of do miss that. I sometimes just don't really want to deal with all the things all the time. But yeah, I know that that's not something I can control. Okay, last question. Wow, we really sped through this. I really had these answers in my mind. Do you feel grown up? Yes. Yes and no. There are certain times when I'm by myself and I'm doing things and I'm like, wow, I'm such an adult now. And then sometimes I'd have a conversation with someone and I feel like such a clueless child. I think I'm always like going back and forth, but overall I feel grown up in the sense that I think my goals are becoming clearer in life, and I think I'm actually setting discipline for myself. It's not true. I don't know. Do I feel grown up? Yes, compared to last year, but I know that I'm going to look back next year, this time, at me now and be like, no, what the fuck are you talking about? You're not grown up at all. And I know that that's going to continue until probably the day I die. So I'm just going to say no. I don't really feel fully grown up. But okay, I'm going to stop. No, I don't feel grown up. Okay, that was the questions, and it's 11:02. I successfully did this in 17 minutes. I am so impressed with myself. If you're watching this still, thank you very much for joining my 23rd birthday self-interview. I actually really enjoyed doing this, and I hope that I don't ever skip a single year. And hopefully next year I'll have a proper mic, not my iPhone. Yeah, hopefully I'll get a mic. I don't know. I don't even know how close I am because I can't even see myself in this camera. Okay. Bye.